Welcome. Welcome to the chapter 2 of our career guidance program. In chapter 1, we spoke about what is career guidance. We spoke about the goals and the objectives, the model of career development. We spoke about aspects of choice and how geographical and social factors impact the choice that an individual makes. The lifespan of career development as an individual goes through his life. And that was the focus of chapter 1. In chapter 2, that is the dimensions of the guidance program, we will be talking about and focusing on the theories of career development. So now, before we dive deep into all the theories of career development, let's talk about why do we need to study a theory? What is a theory? Theory provides us concepts to name what we observe and establish relationships between those concepts. It helps us explain what we see and to figure out how we can make or bring about changes. A theory is a set of ideas to help us understand the basic question, why? To understand the answer for this question. And you are surrounded by students, and their favorite word is why. You know that. When we understand the why, it helps us increase our own knowledge about the subject area, and it realigns our thoughts and our opinions. Theory is a set of ideas that are held and accepted by not only one person, but by a whole community of people. Now, for example, when we have the question why about a subject matter point, that is answered very well in the books that we use to teach our students. So I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about questions as basic as, why do I need to sleep early in the evening and wake up early in the morning? Why do we have school so early in the morning? Why can't we have school in the afternoon or in the evening? Now, to answer these questions, what theories do you use? Are the theories that are in alignment with your own thoughts and opinions? Like, I am a mental health professional. I'm a counselor, I'm a coach. I use the theory of mental health to explain why do we need to sleep early and wake up early. I say that it gives the brain the time to assimilate and organize information as it sleeps in the night, and the body is at rest. Someone else might use the theory of physical health and say that, when we sleep early and wake up early, the body gets complete rest to be able to face the next day fresh and rejuvenated. Somebody else completely might say and use the theory of using daylight hours, saying that the brain works the best when we are using it in the broad daylight rather than in the artificial light of evening when we use light bulbs. So based on what suits us, what has been established for us, and how our thoughts have been realigned and how our opinions have been formed, we will use a theory. So now that is why a theory is really important to understand and to study before we jump into what we are talking about. Talking about why do we use theories? We use theories to make sense of an experience, and that helps us to stimulate research on the same topic. It helps us to make relationships between various points. This ends up helping us to explain and summarize information. That helps us to bridge gaps in the knowledge, which finally leads us to make predictions and ultimately formulate goals. And we do know that once the goals are formulated, how to achieve those goals becomes so much easier. So that is the bottom reason why we use theories. Whenever any theories are formulated, we assume a few preset conditions. These are assumptions that we make that are already present. These might be called presuppositions. We believe them to be true. Similarly, while making a career guidance or a career development theory, a few assumptions are taken into account. The first one being individualism and autonomy, that human behavior is observable, measurable, and it is linear. The second assumption is that there are limited vocational interests. Now, this is important to understand because every time a theory has been developed, we have moved on in time from there. So that theory was developed with those limited vocational interests present, or by the limitations of the imagination of the person who made that theory. The third assumption is that opportunities are available equally to all people who are willing to work hard. The next assumption is that the career guidance process is linear. One more very important assumption is that work is central in people's lives. And that is, it provides them structure and a way to survive and a way to connect with other people. And finally, the assumption is that the counselor, the career guidance practitioner, is objective. This is the assumptions that all the career guidance theories are based on, and they work with these assumptions in mind. It is a good idea to go back to the Handbook of Career Development by Mary McMahon to understand the assumptions in detail and the reasons why these assumptions were taken into account while making the career development theories.